What is up, good people, and welcome to the All Basketball Podcast, where we just don't discuss basketball. We like to intensely debate basketball. Once again, I'm your host, Maurice Dixon, coming to you Saturday, August 15th. Shout out to my sister Nikki celebrating her 39th birthday. Uh, got a good show for you. Got a good amount of guys on. We're going to be talking about the NBA playoffs. We're getting it. It's somewhat surprising, but I didn't think we'd make it this far. But the bubble is working. They made it to the playoffs. Portland just locked up that eighth seed earlier today. So we're going to talk about that, talk about some of the other stories, maybe a few coaching changes, coaching firings, and just preview what's worth previewing as far as the playoffs. Not everything, but there are a few series that do have some intrigue. On the show, I got a bunch of guys on with me now. I got James, Ian, Frank, first time guest Keion, who is currently down in the bubble, which is cool. And Keion, we like to let first time guests go first on the All Basketball Podcast. So as far as the most recent thing, what do you think about that game today? Like it was a thrilling game. Unfortunately, I couldn't keep my eyes open until the end, but I saw the closing highlights.
It was a good game. It was, man, the last 4 games Portland has played has been
Hold on, James. Hold on, James. I said Keion.
Oh, okay, my fault. I just saw my mic unmuted. I said it must be me. My mic unmuted.
Yeah, he was ready. The game was great. What it showed me was what I think Portland fans needed to see was other people other than Dame step up to the plate. So you saw CJ step up to the plate in the fourth quarter, as well as Yusuf Nurkic, who was playing with a heavy heart today. He found out his grandmother passed away from COVID earlier before the game. So for him, he dropped he had a 20-plus point, 20-plus rebound game. So, but that's the type of dedication you need. Carmelo hitting clutch threes at the end. You know, they said he was washed and he came back, 3 to the head. So, it was an amazing game. And also what you see is they are there. They are all healthy. The Lakers about to have some type of problems. I'm not saying Portland going to win in the first round, but Lakers definitely got a hard task in the first round.
I thought how long you got it. Yeah, big shot definitely by Carmelo. They were up 3, so not pressure, but not that much pressure. Dame made the right play, got him the ball in the corner. But what I was really impressed with was that, I mean, John Morant played some good defense, but CJ McCollum, he just those 2 behind the back moves for that 3, and then the other move where he kind of gave him a little nudge, like get your weight up. He can't guard me. No, he closed out that game well. So yeah, they're gonna be a problem if they can keep it close. But still, that defense, man, was letting Valanciunas get like 14 in the second quarter. Anthony Davis he should score 45, man, a game.
Hey, look, from the looks of it, the Lakers have kind of been found out in the bubble. You stop one of those guys, then you low-key get the W. That's what we've been seeing in the bubble. Anthony Davis is definitely going to have to get his shots up, get his points up.
Okay, getting fucked up.
Definitely has to get – he at least has to average 20-plus attempts a game, and he needs to get to the free throw line as much as possible. Because with the offensive powers that Portland got, you got about 4 dudes you can trust: Dame, Nurkic, Carmelo, and CJ on the offensive end. There's only 2 guys you trust on the Lakers scoring buckets, and that's LeBron and AD. Maybe Danny Green will have his, playoff Danny Green is a person, not like playoff P, Paul George.
And maybe Gary Trent too on that dude. He's been hot since they've been down there, raining those threes. James, what do you think about today's action?
Man, like I say, the last 4 games for Portland have been classics. Today's game was great because you also got to see a guy like Ja Morant, the young guy, actually show you that the future is bright for Memphis. He's a gamer. He did everything he possibly could to get his team into the playoffs. They were short-handed and they were young, and that was the difference maker in this game because in the fourth quarter, it was CJ. CJ McCullough got hot, and he took it right at the young rook on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. And so it reminded me sort of Kobe's first playoff game, even though it was a lot better for Ja because I think he scored 30-some-odd points and the game was close. But it was like experience. You could just see that experience, and it was just gaining on him, and it's going to make him even a better killer down the road. But for Portland, now it's on to L.A. What can they do? Are the role players going to step up? Are they going to attempt to play any defense, which they have not done, or they're just going to challenge teams to score 130 points? And I don't know if Portland has enough firepower to beat the Lakers if they're also not going to play defense because LeBron and AD, they'll put up the numbers.
That's true. Frank, what you got on what happened today in this series coming up between the Lakers and the Blazers?
Well, I mean, aside from, Dame has been going crazy these last, really the whole since the, restart started. His numbers are just ridiculous. I think one really good sign, especially from this game today, is the balanced scoring that Portland had. Because normally it'll just be, two, maybe 3 players that carry the load. But the fact that you had Nurkic with over 20, Melo over 20, Dame over 30, and CJ with almost 30, that's a really good sign for them. And it seems like, everything's starting to come together, right at the right time. And I had no doubt that they would, beat Memphis. Memphis has been struggling since the restart anyway. They had a tough schedule and, they're a young team. I think, Memphis should be applauded just for even getting, this far and being consistently in that 8 spot for most of the season. And as far as Portland playing the Lakers got to be scared. Portland, they're firing on all cylinders. Carmelo, he's kind of a wild card. And then, Nurkic, if he continues to play consistently, he can definitely get a Lakers front court some trouble. I like how Portland matches up with the Lakers as far as having the bigs with, Lazonia. And then you got, what's the guy's name? Zach Collins in there. And then you got, if Whiteside, plays well, which is always hit or miss with him. But if he plays well, anchors that paint, they could definitely get the Lakers some problems. And plus the Lakers with the, the backcourt is looking shaky. And that's the Portland strong suit. They got to run for their money. I think Portland's definitely one of the best, 8 seeds in a long time. They made it to the conference finals last year. Pretty much got the same team. So Lakers, they better be prepared.
Yeah, I just got a few things to pick at your argument. It was a good one, but Whiteside, I don't know what's up with that dude. And then last year, you gotta remember, Portland did get the easy side of the bracket. So when Houston and Golden State met too early, that's why they got embarrassed in the conference finals. But yeah, Lillard get hot, but Anthony Davis, man, you gotta score. You gotta punish these guys, man. If they're gonna let Valanciunas get 14 points in the second quarter, you gotta be punishing this guy. That's just gotta be the focus. Yeah, I don't want LA to win. I'd be glad if Portland won, but I don't know if I'm buying it.
Just to rebut, I do think the Lakers will win. I think their defense, they've had pretty much the best defense, majority of the year. As far as last year, I wouldn't say, Golden State, all those games were close. They just didn't close out in the fourth quarter. So they had a chance really to win all those games. They just didn't execute down the stretch. And I feel like, they're a year older now. So, hopefully they'll learn from their mistakes. And Whiteside, like I said, he is hit or miss. If he's playing great at the beginning of the season, I know it's a contract year, and every time it's a contract year, he just show out. But if he plays well, I think he's another X factor that can, get that front court trouble, get some fouls and whatnot. At least give Anthony Davis some problems. I'm not saying, Davis isn't going to destroy him, but I'm just saying he could give him some problems. You just don't know. I mean, it's kind of up in there. I still think the Lakers will win, but I think it probably will go 6 or 7, especially in the bubble.
Yeah, I can agree. 6 or 7. Lawrence, Lakers, Blazers. What you expecting?
Well, what I'm expecting is that the Dame and CJ to give them some problems. I don't think they really have an answer for Dame. They're really thin in the backcourt with the Lakers, but Rondo is coming back. But I expect Dame to have big numbers, and CJ. If CJ has can continue having the success that he had against Memphis, because when he played against Brooklyn, he was doo-doo. So if he can play consistent along with Dame, and then you throw in what Carmelo, everybody was saying Carmelo was washed, and Carmelo has been playing really well in this bubble basketball.
I don't know.
He's been playing well. He's been playing. I'm happy for Melo.
But he hit that 3 today, right?
Yeah, he hit 3. He ended up with 19.
That's a decent game for Carmelo, right?
Hey, that's not bad for from being at home last year. It's not bad.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm sorry I joined late, man.
What's up, man?
Peace to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to join late. I got me a new grill, so I had to. I'm in the process of curing it right now. So.
Man, forget you and your grill coming in and interrupting people.
Resume, Lawrence. Resume with your point.
All right. But I think ultimately, like everybody else on here, I think the Lakers are gonna win it. I think when playoff LeBron shows up, I mean, we've seen over the course of time that playoff LeBron is a little bit different. We mentioned playoff P, and we've seen what he's done, marginal success in the playoffs. And then we've seen in a very limited sample what AD does, but, AD always plays well. So when you have the two best players in the series on one team, that can account for more than what everybody else has. Yes, the Blazers are deeper. I think they're, with the Bosnian Beast and Dame and CJ and Carmelo and everything else, and Garrett Trent as well. But it's going to come down to your stars, and they just got stars that are brighter and better than what Portland has. But it's going to be competitive. I think it's going to be one of the better early round series they got.
Yeah, we could be due for an upset. When was the last 1-8 upset? Wasn't it San Antonio, Memphis? Like some time ago, I think so. But everybody's talking about it, which helps. When you speak things, they can't come to fruition.
I think it was Philly and Chicago when Derrick Rose got hurt.
Oh yeah, hurt. Yeah. It's somewhere they were close. You said
LeBron
what?
choke everybody on team. LeBron gonna choke everybody on that team. They go out in the first round to an AC team.
I would
Everybody
love
getting
it.
fired.
I would love it. I don't want to hear any more Lakers.
Everybody losing their endorsements, they get fired.
That new hairline gonna spontaneously fall down. You know what I mean?
You wrong.
Ian, aka James Harden, what you got on the upcoming series?
I like that. James Harden. Okay. Hopefully I come out better in the playoffs than him. First of all, I like to say bubble basketball is different than anything we've ever seen. So defense has been non-existent for all 22 teams that were down there. Everything's been 120 plus. So I expect that series to be basically every night should be 130 to 129 every single night. Dame is going to go off, and he's going to have to go off. CJ is going to have to play better, even play good and consistent, even with the broken back that he has, which is impressive enough. X factor for me is going to be Nurkic. Nurkic is going to have the ball down there again, and he's been the difference for them, especially with last year. Because last year, they was in the playoffs with Zach Collins and Myers Leonard as their big, and Nurkic, had a broken leg. If you don't have the restart, Nurkic doesn't play, and I don't even think Portland even makes the playoffs. stuff happened. Stuff continued the way it was. Yeah, this series could definitely go 7. LeBron's gonna have the ball out consistently. He can't be putting up these little 20-point, 10 assists and that's it. He needs to go back to first time in Cleveland. LeBron, AD's going, he's going to get 40 tonight, and we just gonna pray that the role guys show up. Kuzma's definitely got to be consistent for the Lakers.
Yeah. Hey, man, LeBron is 35 years old, man. At some point, it's
you would love. There's nothing more you would love than that to happen.
Look,
Maurice,
Yeah.
stop with the hate, Maurice. Maurice, you got to get that hate out your heart. You got to do.
Maurice,
It's got to get out of there. You need we need a colonic for all that hate that you have for LeBron.
Hey,
It's
man.
special.
Maurice has his Mario Hazonia jersey on the way.
Oh my
Ready for
God!
the first round.
Oh,
Just,
Hey, man.
just for LeBron to lose, man.
This
His
LeBron
Lakers
first.
team is
LeBron
This
first,
Lakers
then
team is
Harden,
not that
Westbrook.
good.
What you say, James?
This Lakers team is not that good, man. And that's why I don't know why people picking the Lakers to win it. I'm looking at it like if LeBron can pull this off, they don't need to ever say Michael Jordan name again. Because this cast right here, this ain't the cast that he came into the season with. There's no Avery Bradley out there. That's a big piece. I mean, he relying on Dion Waiters, J.R. Smith, Caruso, and Kyle Kuzma, who is an enigma in himself. What are we gonna get out of Anthony Davis? We don't know. The last three of the last 4 games he played in the bubble, this man had under 15 points. 2 of them were under double-digit points, and he played significant minutes. Like he was trying the ball. When it really get down to the banging on the block and the physicality of a deep playoff run, can you really rely on Anthony Davis? So I don't think this Lakers team by any stretch is championship caliber to me. So if LeBron can pull this off at 35 years old, then, I mean, we can put the book down.
Nah, man, Maurice is still going to argue against him no matter what because he hates him so much.
It's gonna have to be up to Anthony Davis, man. Anthony Davis got time to show and prove. What you got in this series, Parrish? I know you watch LA closely. They go into the playoffs. Unfortunately, you can't even cover it because of the virus.
That's the most disappointing part about this is that we were shut down. Finally, the year that I make the playoffs as a logger for NBA TV, I get shut down. It's like, hey, we no longer lead you guys. So with that said, I never expected a long run, especially with Avery Bradley being out of the starting lineup. The three-point shooting is really just terrible. I mean, your three-point threat is LeBron, and streaky Danny Green or J.R. Smith if he gets his mind right. So
2 guys that he ran away from, J.R. and Dion.
The best three-pointer on the team is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, unfortunately.
And
Oh,
that's Kentavious Caldwell-Nope, in my opinion. So, nope from 3. So, that's the thing is like the Lakers are a very good front-running team, and I hate to use that for them because they have the best player in the world, in my opinion. Especially when these situations arise as far as going into the playoffs. However, Anthony Davis hasn't gone through he hasn't really shown us what he's made of. And it's going to take a lot of pushing from LeBron to get all of these guys to actually understand what it means to win a championship. JR has been there. However, he's still a wild card and just really filling himself out in the Lakers system. To tell the truth, I was telling Maurice, I text messaged him a couple of weeks ago about this, is that the Lakers truly don't have a offensive system that can even generate a 2. It's all kind of one-on-one basketball. These guys are standing around looking at AD, and they're posting, trying to set up for 3-pointers, and none of them can shoot a 3-pointer. So that's they'll be good in the front running part, but once a couple of people bury a couple of threes on them, they may be done. And I think they'll be outcoached by the Clippers.
I can see that. Good stuff there, guys. I'm definitely going to be intriguing series. I want to
That's outside right now.
move to the, I guess, second most intriguing series. I think OKC Houston. Houston traded Chris Paul to OKC in the offseason. Now they meet in the playoffs, and unfortunately Westbrook might not be able to go. They're in the bubble. It's a no true home court advantage. Frank, what are you expecting from this series? Chris Paul against James Harden.
Ooh, Keion ain't gonna like none of my takes. He ain't gonna like none of my takes.
What you got, man, Frank, for this series?
I got the Rockets. I got the Rockets, man. They got 2 MVPs. If Westbrook can play, I got the Rockets. If Westbrook don't play, I think the Thunder. I think
that's the big question mark. If Westbrook plays, I got Houston going to the championship. But if Westbrook don't play, they might get bumped in the first round.
Yeah,
because OKC got a good team, and Chris Paul, man, he's shown a lot. As a leader of a young team, guys to where he got those guys this season. But I don't think he's better than Westbrook, and that's the difference. So if Westbrook can play at some point, I think Houston can pull it out and probably go on to great success in this bubble. But if not, they'll be going home real soon.
I don't know those threes he got shaky. Lawrence, you were looking like, I know he took a shot at your boy Chris Paul. I want to hear what you got to say.
Oh man, he never talked down on the point guard. I really think, especially since Russell Westbrook is not playing, that the OKC really got a chance to pull something out, to do something special. I'm not going to get up here and talk down on James Harden, because James Harden is an elite player. The problem is it's a supporting cast. Can they hit shots? Are they going to be able to defend at a high caliber? They're going to play small ball against OKC, and OKC is going to control the pace because they got Chris Paul, Shea, and the German guy. I'm having a brain fart. Schroeder. There you go. So they're going to control the pace. If they let them control the pace, and they're not making the threes, OKC is going to give them some problems. I really like what I've seen out of them. The problem is, can James take his game in the playoffs to another level? Because we know what he does in the regular season. For all the things that we talk down about James, he's an excellent passer. He's a wonderful shooter, great one-on-one player. But is it going to come down to, can he get those calls, and can he take his 30-point game and put it average 30 points in the playoffs? And I think that's going to be big. And like I said, the supporting cast got to knock down shots. They have to. And that'll be Houston's key. But I just like OKC because I like Chris Paul. So, I think they can do it.
I think one of them just going, whoever does least of the worst. Yeah.
A quick question. I've heard you guys say that they're really not playing defense in the bubble. But when is that going to actually come to fruition for these teams and let them realize that, hey, you're going to have to man up? There are going to be some matches that you haven't seen in quite some time because, frankly, you've been off for some months. Speaking to the James Harden thing is that I don't know if he'll ever play defense, but at this point, OKC actually can, even if Westbrook comes back, that creates a little bit of dilemma for their front court. For their back court. Gilgeous-Alexander and Chris Paul create a little bit of problem for him. I know the size is not there, but the defensive intensity of James Harden lacking on either Chris Paul or Gilgeous-Alexander is going to be a problem for him.
Well, what I noticed they'll probably do, Houston just switch everything. So I heard what they try to bait you into, they'll switch because they're gonna run OKC gonna run screen and roll probably with Steven Adams and Gallinari. And so it'll put you on Harden, but can Steven Adams score him consistently enough in the paint? Can he abuse him? And most times these guys don't even have the skills to abuse these little guys anymore, or very few of them.
I got you. Okay.
And so that's Houston baits you in, and they get you so spread out on the other end, and it's just threes. If they start hitting them, it's like we just can't keep up.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's going to be the key. OKC got to get their bigs to run that little lineup of Houston off the court. That's going to be their advantage, and do a lot of pick and roll, screen roll.
But yeah, because the other day I seen Steven Adams, man, he was playing against somebody. He just throwing up like he has no skill. I mean, he just has no skill like that around. No
right, he big. But you saw when Houston played Dallas, Porzingis went the hell off because he did abuse them for being too small.
Oh, he did. Okay.
But Dallas don't play any defense, so Houston was able to score more points than Dallas. Essentially, Russell Westbrook, if you look at position, they'll probably put him at the 1-2 guard or something like that. But for Houston, he actually is their 5-man. He's the one crashing the boards. He's the one. He don't take many threes. He drives the hole. He causes the defense to converge in on him, and he just kicks it out. It's the same way as if you had a big man down low posting up, drawing double teams. And if you don't double team him, then he's just going to score. So essentially, Russell Westbrook is the Houston Rockets center. And man, that's why I never have anything negative to say about Russell Westbrook, because he's just all-time great. And it's not due to great skill. He doesn't have great skill, but he has great effort. And it's effort that if every NBA player played like that, the game would be so much different. But there's only one guy playing like that, and that's Russell Westbrook. And because of that, he can get 30 points a night off effort alone.
Right, but he gonna take 30 shots, and he gonna be out of control. He can't control it.
Yeah, but they gonna win.
No, they're not, because he gonna shoot him out of the game.
Yeah. I mean, he been in the playoffs every year. He winning. He's an MVP.
He go home every year in the first round too.
Yeah, you know what? You can say that for 80% of the guys in the league. If your name ain't LeBron, if you didn't have Steph, Clay, and KD, yeah, I mean, you went home. Dame ain't got, AD ain't got nothing. Dame ain't got nothing. Paul George ain't got nothing. We can go down. Chris Paul ain't got nothing. We can go down the list of guys who have nothing.
Damn,
right.
James got y'all.
Right.
Shut it down.
No. But he has his playoff performance has always been suspect. That's I don't want to get to the argument. That's why Durant left. It's an insanity thing. This man, I'm gonna get back to the finals with this guy and win because this guy his late game decision making is terrible.
Durant left because it was an easy situation. Durant left and went to Golden State because he knew it was going to be an easy win with Golden State. When you got Steph, Clay, and the rest of them over there, you ain't got to worry about shots because everybody else has got to help off. Unfortunately, in OKC, it was literally just KD and Russ. When James left, prior to him becoming James.
Because KD choked in the old game when OKC was up 3-1. KD was he was missing shots too. He was coming up small too.
And take control.
He was scared to take the shot. Westbrook got that killer in him. He
Yeah,
don't miss, but he gonna take that shot.
You can't be mad at a dog for being a dog.
Yes, you can. If you don't know when to rein it in.
You can call Russell Westbrook a killer, but when you're killing yourself.
I mean,
look.
Go ahead, Keion.
Look.
Hey, the man went to the finals. Let's not act like he ain't went to the finals. And like a lot of guys we know in their league, he's been there. He's been in the finals. He's been the MVP. He averaged a triple-double 3 straight years. I mean, he playing similar for the Houston Rockets. I don't know what else you want him to do.
I want
Paul
him.
George, where are you?
I want
Make a higher
him to
percentage
You
shot.
execute
want the
well in the
playoffs.
playoffs like a
Where are you,
veteran.
Paul George?
Don't
I
take
want him
30
to
shots a
execute
game.
well
Make a higher
in the
percentage.
playoffs.
They want you. They
Threes.
want them
Where
to
you
sell
at,
popcorn
KD?
too.
Make threes.
Look,
Higher
Right.
percent shots.
Look,
Right.
what this series is about to show is two things. And me as a Rockets fan, I'm gonna hate saying what I'm about to say. And that is OKC is about to realize what an improvement getting rid of Westbrook was, and Houston Rockets is about to realize maybe we should have kept Chris Paul for a year. See, the thing is one, Westbrook, the Rockets are going through what they kind of went through last year, which is your point guard is not going to play majority of the games of the series, the big game. Russell Westbrook is probably will not play like at least 2-3 games in the first round versus OKC. So that now James Harden in the position to have to be that point guard again. I'm not relying on Austin Rivers to score 41 points. Eric Gordon has had a down year this year. Daniel House, third best on the team. So Houston Rockets are going to have their troubles against OKC. One, OKC six-man is a better scorer than 13 guys on the Rocket. That's a problem. And so what you're about to see, one, and Steven Adams is about to body P.J. Tucker. The thing that the Houston Rockets uses P.J. Tucker for is intimidation. That doesn't work with Steven Adams. Steven Adams actually works better against those type of guys. So when you got a guy like Paul, every player, plus he knows that D'Antoni playbook as well. You got to look at Chris Paul. This is when you knew that he has bad intentions for the Rockets. The first Rockets bubble game, who was the only person that's not part of the staff sitting at that game? That was Chris Paul. Chris Paul knew who he was going to go against. Chris Paul is about to show why he has a killer mentality. He's already made that OKC team better than what anybody, even OKC fans, thought that they were going to be. So what you're about to see in the first round is a true the point guard, a veteran who knows how to use everybody on his team, destroy a team that relies on their point guard in James Harden, and then this man can score 40 points. But it's about everybody else on that Houston Rockets team that ain't gonna do nothing for him. I got OKC winning in 5.
5?
Keon, how bad that hurt you? How bad that hurt you to say that, Keon?
Yo,
You look stressed out.
Look, I haven't grown hair, but I ain't lost it yet. So, hey, look, man, I know the reality as soon as Chris Paul left, and Chris Paul got traded, and Russell Westbrook became the other max player for the Rockets. One, I'm still worried about D'Antoni even getting a new job after. So, OKC, man, they're about to. And they're not even going to just be a hard matchup for the Rockets. They're about to be a hard matchup for anybody that go against in the playoffs because Chris Paul is as smart as he plays. And one thing he does is he studies other teams and knows how to take away the impact of the team. Has it gotten them to the promised land? No. But Chris Paul looked very healthy this year. And he doesn't have to rely on one person like he's had to with Blake Griffin or David West or James Harden. He now has multiple guys where they're all the anomaly is anybody on that team can get 20 points every night if Chris Paul is the one facilitating.
Yeah, I don't know. That doesn't win series sometimes. And Chris Paul, let's not forget about his past either now.
Oh, no, most definitely.
You love bringing up everybody past that ain't got nothing to do with that ain't LeBron, KD, or Steph. I thought we just said that. I thought we said that. I thought we've been through that.
Something always happens with Chris Paul, though, or something happens with somebody else on the team. It's always something with this guy, which is why he's never been to a conference finals.
No, he went with Houston.
He went with Houston.
Oh, I gotta say something.
Right. One time, in his whole career, he's been to the conference final one. Like that's and for the greatest player as he is, and he's been considered the best point guard in the league for some time, and that's all you have. Like it's something. Sometimes you got to point at Chris Paul.
Nobody's not. Let me jump in there. Nobody's not pointing at Chris Paul. I would say with respect to this whole Rockets OKC series, it's going to be Chris Paul versus Mike D'Antoni, because Mike D'Antoni has always preached no defense. We just going to shoot 60, 73s a game and hope to make 20 to 25 and outscore you. But Chris Paul is like, yo, we played just a little bit of defense with that mentality. We might be able to do something. Mike D'Antoni, we be all right. We'll go 0 for 27 for 3 in Game 7 of the conference finals. 0 for 27. How do you do so? Chris Paul is gonna, like I said, Chris Paul's gonna go out there and put on a clinic against them.
And one good note on the Rockets, let's not act like James Harden isn't top 5 in total steals this year. I'm just saying. He's good with a swipe down. He's just getting a little bit better. I got to boost up my boy one good time.
There you go. There it is. There it is.
Deflection count.
He'll sneak you.
Let me defend Chris Paul one good time, and I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, Chris Paul
punch dudes in the nuts.
He does do that. That's true. That's facts. Chris Paul does not have bad numbers. He actually has very excellent numbers in the playoffs. But he's had a couple.
It's always numbers with you.
You got to look at numbers. Numbers tell a part of the story.
I'm glad somebody else said it.
Numbers tell a part of the story. I ain't stunning you in. Shut up. Shut your mouth, Aaron Rodgers.
Nerd.
That's what I went to school for. But anyhow, he's got great numbers. He's had some hiccups, some really bad missteps. I still think about that one against the Thunder where he was trying to draw the foul and ended up getting the ball taken from him by Russell Westbrook. That was a bad look. He gets injured. All that good stuff. But normally when he's in a series, you're not losing because of Chris Paul. He's not putting up 5 points. He's not shooting 30% from the field. You're not losing because of Chris Paul. He's doing all the things he can do. He's a 6 foot point guard, and you got Blake Griffin. You got to depend on Blake Griffin. You got to depend on DeAndre Jordan. You got to depend on David West. When the point guard is the best player on your team, you got a problem. You have a problem because in the history of the league, there's only been 3 point guards who are the best player on that team and have won: Magic, Isaiah, and Steph. That's it.
Right. And Gus Williams, don't forget Gus Williams, the Wizard. With Seattle.
My bad.
But those are also. But you can take the Magic with 6'9". All those other guys are small point guards. So you're right. It's rare that happens.
Right.
I think another thing Houston has is if Westbrook's not there, basically you engineered your whole team to be around Westbrook and Harden. So when you got rid of Capella, you want to clear that lane up so Westbrook can, operate, do his thing. With Westbrook and Capella gone, you can't really change your lineups like that anymore either. Right. So you got Harden, a bunch of guards, and a bunch of undersized forwards, going against OKC where they have a lot of diversity and change up their lineups. Houston's going to have a huge problem.
She forgot the lean.
Man, Houston finna look like the all-LA fitness team. Just a whole bunch of dudes just run and spot up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be McLemore and House, and man, I would just make Jeff Green shoot every time he out there. I don't think it's going in, so that'll be part of my game plan.
Austin Rivers finna be in heaven. He like, yo, I'm finna give me 20 shots a game. I ain't had it since high school.
That's the key.
You ain't got to keep Jeff Green open. You can say, Austin, you could take a shot. Hey, Daniel, take a couple shots.
Austin Rivers has to play great while Westbrook is out. He has to almost simulate Russell Westbrook. He has to. He has to score 25, 30 a night in order for Houston to legitimately have a shot. Because OKC is really good. And Chris Paul got those guys. You could just see the influence he has on the young guys.
Yo, what you just asked is Batman to put on Superman.
slouch. And they will sweep Houston if they get somebody else.
I think we just lost them.
Man,
Losing,
yeah.
moving.
Last word I heard is sweep.
You talk about Austin Rivers has to play as great as Westbrook is like saying, "Hey, Batman, I need you to have Superman's powers." It ain't happening. Like that's
And the Flash too.
You're right. Hey, do them laser beams real quick, Bruce. Like, nah, what you got to do, Mike D'Antoni, for the first time in his career with the Rockets.
Nope, not gonna happen. No. Before you just spit it out. No.
Don't have to suit up.
Look.
Hey, maybe Tyson Chandler get some run, man.
D'Antoni probably the best shooter on the team. He got to suit up.
Yeah.
Tyson Chandler living that bubble life like Keion.
Hey, look,
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Hey, I'm working harder than Tyson right now, man. Hey, look, it's already bad enough, yo. In Houston, with Tyson Chandler needs, he need to get some from Meg Thee Stallion for him to ever get back his life together from 2011. Like,
I'm gonna stay away from the Meg jokes right now.
I'm gonna mute myself.
Look, it's gonna be tough for the Rockets. Like, no matter what, asking for other people to do something greater than what they've done all season. Of course, we always want people to step up, but the Rockets, they're kind of a one-trick pony, and that's because of coaching. D'Antoni's a good coach, but 3-and-D ain't gonna cut it, especially against location.
Hey, did Houston bring back Bezdelic on the staff like he did the years before, or no?
Nah, they didn't.
Oh yeah,
they didn't.
Oh yeah, they definitely ain't.
I don't think so.
They definitely ain't thinking about defense.
I thought Bezdelic went to another team. He was on the team.
Right, I think he went to another team.
Yeah,
I think they cleared his whole coaching staff. They got rid of his whole coaching staff.
Yeah.
D'Antoni gonna be looking at two clipboards. He's gonna be looking at his 3-and-D clipboard, and then he's gonna be looking at his other applications for other teams.
It's already a rumor out there about him going somewhere else. I just heard
it to
New Orleans.
That's it.
Ooh.
Yeah, so maybe you get y'all boy Lonzo to get his career together because he's on the bust route.
Lonzo gonna be all right, man. He about to play with Melo and Jello. His dad about to get all them boys on the same team. They don't care about the same thing. They don't care about the same. Oh yeah, Carmelo finna be top 3 picks, so they gonna be in the NBA. They don't care about what we care about, winning, and they don't even care about the money. They just care about they can say we were all on the same team in the league. Well, they on some other stuff. They don't care about the NBA.
Right, that's fine. But hey, Lonzo Ball, bring him off the bench, make some great passes, but you're looking more and more like a bust.
He played bad in that bubble. Right. He's played really bad in the bubble.
He was playing better than that before they went to the bubble.
He was.
Yeah, he was playing well. Before they went to the bubble, he played well. He did.
He's one of
the very few that the bubble hurt.
Hey, look.
Hey, man, your game got to travel, man. I'm trying to hear these excuses, man. For this dude, man.
Man, Maurice harsh, bro.
You just don't.
Maurice harsh, bro. What's up, dog?
Maurice, you just don't like people.
Hey, bro, you need some more fiber,
Whiteside? Dunker Whiteside?
I mean, you got to think, the bubble helped out cats like T.J. Warren and, this is the most randomness of random. Hell, Gary Trent is hitting shots. Who was talking about Gary Trent prior to the bubble? Nobody.
His mama.
Hey, man, he was putting in the work in 3-4 months. He was doing something.
Hey, look, wow. I've seen more stories about Gary Trent Sr.
Right.
Talk about Gary Trent Jr.
Yeah, he wasn't practicing with his dad. His dad couldn't hit no 3 like that.
Look,
undersized power forward.
His daddy was built like SpongeBob and wore the high socks.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, bro.
What?
Parrish,
Tell me
man,
I'm lying.
Parrish, tell these guys stop making excuses for this ball
Come
boy,
on, bro.
man. It's not happening, man.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
I
You too
said,
busy eating a brisket.
tell these guys stop making. Make these guys stop making excuses for this ball boy, man. He's just gonna be a guy off the bench, give you a couple of minutes, a couple of good passes a game. That's gonna be it, man.
Yeah, hey,
But
yeah,
he
you're
gonna
right.
be doing it
Let me
with
put this
Melo and
rib
Jello
down.
though.
You said what, Parrish?
I said, let me put this rib down real quick. And
See, I was close enough. I said brisket.
I've just been surprised about some of the play, some of the lack of play, watching this bubble thing, to be honest, man. It's just like, some things make sense, some things really don't. I've been paying a lot of attention to the Lakers, and I know we touched on it earlier, but hey, I'm more intrigued with the Utah-Denver matchup. I think that could be something to watch. I think it'll be – I actually think that series will go 7. I'm not really on board with OKC in 5. But I do see where everybody's going with that. And in the East, I just don't know. To be honest, I just can't wrap my head around what's going on over there. I see clear-cut winners, but at the same time, I see trouble. And it's just going to come down to, like you said, can basketball travel? Basketball definitely traveled with the Phoenix Suns, and Devin Booker. So I want to see how this first round looks and how it plays out. I think the Lakers are in a little bit of a dilemma. But it also seems like if who gets knocked out first out of these other series, can the Lakers really go by and just really do their thing? But I just don't think they have the squad yet, man. I really don't.
Well, let's okay. We want to get the homie from the Port City, fellow graduate Cornelius up in here. Cornelius, can you hear us? Thank you for your
Yes,
patience.
sir. How's it going on? How's it going, man?
Doing good, man. Playoffs. What you thinking? What's your feeling on some of these first round matchups? Are they more intriguing matchups?
You know what? I've been catching the game, so everything's locked now. Everything's set.
Yeah.
As far as matchups.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty interesting. It shows, like, I guess crowd plays a lot, like having the real environment on how guys can play without that pressure. So I think I haven't seen the matchups yet. Did Portland make it?
Yeah, they got in today, so it's them in LA.
That was like the most exciting thing to me, watching Dame score 800 points to keep him in. But I have to really catch up on who's. I mean, the Lakers didn't look too good when I saw them kind of getting in there, leading up to it. But I think it's going to be what it's going to be. I think the number one and the 8 is the 8 seed.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be pretty. It's going to be a little different. I think it's not going to be an easy out from what I was seeing earlier this week. But maybe we'll see a different team now that it's playoffs. And everybody has to play, and there's no you can't just sit out and do load management. So,
yeah. Okay, yeah, good stuff. Yeah, everybody should be focused. Everybody should be settled in. You've been there for a while now. It's time to show and prove. I don't want to hear any excuses unless somebody in your family is sick or anything like that. It's time to play ball. Get this thing done. We focus heavily on the West. I want to go out east, Milwaukee, Orlando, where no need to discuss that. They should sweep them. What I am intrigued by a little bit, though, is Miami, Indiana. Is
Oladipo, is he back?
Yeah, they got him, Warren, who was good, and then Jimmy Butler on the other side. Him and Warren got that beef going on.
Yeah.
Frank, Miami, Indiana. You see Miami
Oof,
taking them out?
this is a tough one. I'm gonna go with Miami only because I think Jimmy Butler. I mean, I think he got the heart to lead them through, and I like Eric Spoelstra as a coach. They play great D. It's a tough one though. I think it's a toss up for me because I really like. I think Indiana's been slept on all year, and the fact that Warren is emerging. I know he didn't play well, the last few games, but I know that the fact that he's emerging that adds a whole nother dimension to their team. I'm still gonna go with Miami, man. I mean, I like Bayou and Butler, and they got all those shooters, and I just think I'm shocked they fell down to number 5, but I think they'll pull it out. I see you going 7, 6 at the least, but I see you going 7. I think it'll be a gritty, hard fought matchup. I don't see all those 140 to 130 or something like that. I think they're gonna lock them down, play some D, and yeah, I think it's gonna be that might be the best series of all out of all of them.
You think Butler gonna put them clamps on Warren?
Oh yeah, he got extra motivation. He got what? Oh yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree, Frank. That's a toss up. But with the way Warren's been playing here lately, yeah, it adds to the tough-minded play of Jimmy Butler that he can be, and especially with Spoelstra's system. I think that's going to be the matchup. I mean, that's going to be the matchup within the matchup, I feel, and it could go either way. It just depends on the supporting cast. But those are two evenly matched teams, I feel, out of all of the playoff matchups outside of Utah, Denver. But even that has a slight edge, and I don't want to get back to the West, but this is probably the best matchup we'll see, and it should go 6 or 7.
Okay. Ian, what do you think about that series, Miami, Indiana?
Go 6. Miami wins because the role players step up. You're gonna see a lot of Tyler Hero, a lot of Duncan Robinson playing well. Even Kelly Olynyk playing well for them down there. And like I said, the tough mindedness of that team. Like both teams mirror each other, and it's gonna be a slugfest. Whoever wins is definitely gonna be worn down and tired to go up against the Bucks in the next round.
Hey, can I say this though? In the bubble, man.
You can't say that. No, you can't.
I mean, this is just back, backyard gym, let's meet up at the gym, let's run type of thing. So, it's, it gets heated and it's going to be contentious the whole series. So my feeling is this, as I said, it could go either way, but it really doesn't matter about the home court. Who's on the away side when this starts. This one is going to be a brawl, and the crowd is not going to be a factor.
I wonder who all stays in the same hotel, because just imagine if I just whooped up on you and I'm riding on an elevator after just beating your tail, and you got to sit there and take that and just know that we got to play again in 2 days.
But you can always go to the NBA.com app and cheer for a team, and I think they'll I think they'll appease you.
What are you talking about? Me going to cheer for
you can hit
what
cheer.
Are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He's talking about you being a virtual fan, I think.
What's that? What are you talking about? What I mentioned being a fan
on NBA.com and cheer for a particular team during that match.
But when I talk about cheering for a team, I ain't never said nothing about cheering for nobody. I'm team me.
You gonna cheer for the Bucks.
I hear you.
That's your problem, man.
And Lil Mama.
Selfish. Selfish. He just selfish.
Just selfish, man.
Selfish.
Yeah. Daddy's selfish. Yes, I am. Right. Yes, I am.
That's why she keep pulling that beard. Pull the beard some more. Pull the beard some more. Pull it off. We're going to find out it's a fake beard.
Look, going back to this Pacers Miami matchup, the way that I see it, from a Miami standpoint, you just got to make sure them rookies, Kendrick Nunn and Tyler Hero, actually know how to step up to the moment because this is their first playoffs. But Jimmy Butler, he kind of has that like Chris Paul mentality. He can make other players better. He also kind of has a killer mentality himself sometimes. The Pacers, I'm sorry, the bubble's over. Playoffs is a whole different mindset. I don't think you're going to get the same T.J. Warren you got in the bubble now in the playoffs, especially if Jimmy Butler is supposed to handle him for what people think is going to be 7 games. The Pacers are about to realize how much Sabonis was a factor for that team. Don't forget them losing their all-stars definitely.
Yeah.
I forgot about Sabonis. What happened to him?
If they had Sabonis,
Yeah, I stole my
it
point.
wouldn't even be
Damn you,
it
Keion.
wouldn't even be a
Damn
series.
Yeah, without Sabonis, I don't see it.
Sabonis
Without
He's
Sabonis,
critical. Even not in the
Sabonis-
box score.
Victor Oladipo hasn't shown that he got his legs back really.
They got T.J. Warren, man, and what a lot of people don't know.
Are we giving T.J. Warren this much credit?
No.
Are we really
No,
giving
that's the point.
Are we really doing this?
Yeah. Because this is a player who I've been thinking, even when he was with Phoenix, I've been like, man, this guy, he needs to get out of Phoenix. This guy's a bona fide. He's always been a bona fide. He ain't just now started scoring. He's been a scorer. He's been a baller.
He's been good, but he's never been a but.
He's never been
because he's been stuck in Phoenix. Phoenix drafted him.
He wasn't a but at NC State. He's never been a but.
Yeah,
but
he was a good player at NC State.
Come on, bro.
Well, he was the best player on the team at NC State. Then he got to Phoenix. The guy, he was buckets. They were just losing all the time. So now that he's putting up these numbers in the bubble, and people are like, oh, T.J. Warren. I'm like, no, T.J. Warren is buckets. This is what he's been doing his whole career. This is nothing new to me.
T.J. Warren was before the bubble was already almost averaging 20 points. He's good. Nobody's saying that he's
good.
The problem is that when that's about to be your first option in the playoffs against Jimmy Butler, who puts clamps on guys who think they can score on him, that is not going to work for the Pacers. They need somebody else. Miles Turner, that man is not really living up to the contract.
He's inconsistent.
We haven't said Malcolm Brogdon's name now one time in this entire argument. We went to but T.J. Warren. Come on.
Right, good player.
Right towards Malcolm.
They brought up Sabonis. He ain't even there.
Look, Malcolm.
Without Sabonis, I just don't see it.
Was Rookie of the Year. Malcolm was Rookie of the Year.
Well, that was Embiid didn't play enough games. That was just we got to give it to somebody.
Got to give it to somebody. Hey, either way.
Here come Maurice with the but.
They gave it to the right guy.
We should have gave it to the dude that's been in the league 4 years, ain't played a game. But.
Embiid showed us that he definitely didn't deserve that.
Look, Miami's about to, with Eric Spoelstra as coach, Miami's about to show what they can do in the playoffs against Indiana. I got Miami in 6, just because I think Miami has the opportunity to either win or beat themselves. But that's because of the rookies. You don't know how they go. Everybody always kind of shies up once they in the playoffs. So we gotta look out for Kendrick Nunn. We gotta look out for Kendrick Tyler Hero. But the guy that I think is actually gonna step up in the bubble, in the playoffs, is Duncan Robinson. He has like one of the most efficient and consistent 3-pointers I've seen in the league. He's like JJ Redick. He's shooting like 45% from 3 this season. So
I like it when people talk numbers.
I'm just saying, because I'm a guy about consistency. Duncan Robinson is definitely that guy. But overall, it's going to be about Jimmy. Jimmy's leadership is definitely going to be put on display during this first round against the Pacers. I just don't think the Pacers have that guy to show leadership like Jimmy Butler. I think it's more of, hey, whose turn is it this time? Is it going to be T.J. Warren? It's gonna be Brogdon. Is Victor gonna get his legs back? We don't know. We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Like that's how it's gonna look like.
What you guys got on other series? It's gonna be lacking because Ben Simmons got hurt. Philly shot away from maybe making the conference finals last year. Now Ben Simmons is hurt. And B got a ball, man. They got the centers for Boston is Daniel Tyson, I think Robert Williams and Cantor. I mean, he should be getting, if they don't win, he should get close to 40, man.
Playing,
Man, I think
stop playing, man.
Man, Boston. I think Boston gonna
Embiid
sweep
like
them.
that.
Boston gonna sweep.
Right, Boston probably gonna sweep them.
They gonna
man.
sweep 'em.
Embiid ain't nothing, man.
Embiid got a pound of them.
Yeah, but
Okay, Embiid can
but
score
if
50,
Tobias Harris
and they still gonna
come in
lose.
there,
That's a big if.
Tobias Harris is gonna come in and score 30 a game
Right.
and do some stuff. He been scoring since Tennessee. I saw it. He was scoring in Detroit.
Right.
I saw it. He was scoring with the Clippers. I saw it. He just need to go to a better place and ball.
Look, what you gotta look at with Philly, one with Boston. Boston did not do well against teams. Embiid should be averaging, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna be like Shaq when he talks about Dwight Howard. I need to see Embiid average 40 and 20.
That's a big if. He could do that one game, and the next game he got 10 and 5 rebounds.
Exactly.
Right. Or he gets sick and don't even play at all.
Look. The thing is, one thing that we've seen about the bubble that we didn't see before the bubble is Embiid actually been playing in the post. He ain't been shooting a lot of threes in the bubble. So maybe Embiid done learned something. And if he acts like post Embiid, the Celtics, ain't nobody stopping him.
I don't know. Because the last 2 games he been in the post, he been getting out the game with injuries, a wrist injury. So he might just stay at the 3, man, and do the best you can and go home. Philly got to get rid of Embiid.
If I see Embiid have 3+ 3-point attempts a game against Boston, right ahead, go ahead and say Boston sweep.
Right.
Even if Embiid, let's just say Embiid is abusing in the post. If they start doubling him, I mean, who on Philly can really make a consistent shot like that?
It's a double to a person in the post. Get the foul.
Tobias Harris.
And then
consistently.
If they double team him, he still got everywhere to pass. Al Horford gonna be on that perimeter. Tobias on that perimeter. Korkmaz is on that perimeter. Josh Richardson is on that perimeter. Everybody can shoot a three on that team.
I don't trust any of those guys. Even the way Al's been playing this year, I don't trust him either. I don't trust none of them dudes, man. Simmons, they don't have a shot to me without. They also got too much firepower, and they have a way better coach too.
They're well coached.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. Brett Brown always finds a way to wet the bed.
Yeah, he does. He finds a way to lose. He finds a way to lose the game.
That's true. I would like.
Brad Stevens also has not gotten to that point where he's in a 7-game series and has stepped it up coaching-wise when it comes to like you don't get the lucky Terry Rozier against Eric Bledsoe game.
He ain't got to worry about it. He ain't got to worry about going 7 because it's going to go 4. He got 7. It's going to go 4.
No, they're not sweeping Philly. I don't
think maybe 5. Maybe I'll give Philly 1 game. Maybe Embiid blows up 1 game.
Boston could be really against us too. Jason Tatum can get out there and have 5 games. The next game he have 30. Yeah. Next game he had 10. Next game he 20. So it's not going to be a sweep. You know, I think you're going to get 1 Embiid game where it's like, oh, my gosh, Embiid is the best player in basketball.
You might get 1. Okay, maybe 5. A gentleman's sweep.
You're going to get 1.
I don't think you'll get 1 game.
Even if Tatum have a bad game, you still got all these other players on Boston. Hayward can step up.
Like I said, all the other players on Boston are inconsistent as well. So, and we don't know the health of Kemba Walker. They've been putting him on minute restrictions and stuff like that. So I don't know how that leg is going to hold up.
Look, Philly's job is one thing: stay alive for Ben Simmons to come back during the first round.
No, that's not happening.
Ben Simmons ain't going to help.
He could come back 6 or 7.
Hey, they got to get rid of.
They got to make it a 6 or 7.
Or both. I would get rid of both Ben Simmons and Embiid. if I was fit, I get rid of both of them guys. Cut my loss. See if I can get some good players back or some good picks. Because those guys are not gonna get it done. They talented individually, but you can't win a team basketball game with those guys. And together they don't mesh because Ben Simmons cannot play guard. He can't dump the ball in to Embiid and then wait for the double team and Embiid kick it back out because he can't shoot. So you got two big men. Ben Simmons is really a power forward with him.
When they start playing him,
and that's fine.
They put Shake Milton at the point. But I don't know how well it's working on. It's too late.
I would like to see that. Oh, right. My bad, Maurice.
No, I was just saying, if you put Ben Simmons at the power, and he just slash or weak side rebound, hey, post up, abuse somebody smaller. You're 6'10". If Boston got those, Jaylen Brown, he good defender. On Marcus Smart, you got to abuse him.
See, I can agree with Philadelphia getting broken up once they get another coach in there. We all see that the 76 coach is struggling, right? So I'd like to see them with another head coach, somebody at the helm because, regardless of how you feel about Embiid or Simmons, those are still some special talents that not everybody has. So, and even Thibault is something, they got something there. So when they get some better leadership, some better direction, then you can assess what you have and what you don't. But right now, Brent Brown, I've been out on him like 2 seasons ago. So, I'd like for them to, maybe if Mark Jackson gets over there or something, I don't know. It's an improvement from what they have.
But they've been talking about getting rid of Elton Brand as far as the construction of the team is not right. I think they messed up when they didn't keep Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Jimmy ain't want to stay. Jimmy
is a headache, man. All right, Jimmy is a headache. He wanted to get paid like a superstar player, but he's not. He's like Paul George. You're a pseudo superstar. You're not a real superstar, dude. You're a 2-3 option at best. You are not leading nobody nowhere. Like Chris Paul is a superstar. Jimmy Butler is not better than Chris Paul. He's not better than any guy, Dame Lillard, anybody who is considered a superstar. He's a second-tier player. And that ain't bad. That's no knock. But you're not a superstar. You're just not that. And he thinks he is, and he's trying to hold these franchises to the he tried to hold Chicago, Minnesota, and somehow he got Miami because they were desperate to pay him like he's a max player.
Look,
you're not.
Chicago without Jimmy, trash. The Minnesota Timberwolves, Jimmy goes over there. They are a playoff team. Without him, trash. Philadelphia having issues right now. Had a better record with Jimmy Butler. He got up out of there. You talking about Philadelphia getting swept now?
I pay superstar players to not get me to the playoffs because Joe Johnson can't do that for me. I need somebody who can get me to the chill.
Joe Johnson left and the Hawks got 60 wins.
Right.
Jimmy Butler makes
everyone. But they got 60 wins. But the superstar went to the chill. LeBron. No.
Well, it sounds like you. It sounds like you just want to pay like 3 people in the league, and that's about it. That's what it sounds like.
I want to pay the guys that gonna give me a shot. You don't have to win a championship, but James Harden is he gonna give me a shot if I get him with somebody. Westbrook gonna get me a shot. Kawhi gonna get me a shot. Steph Curry gonna give me a shot. LeBron gonna give me a shot. KD gonna give me a shot. I'm just naming the superstars. These guys gonna give me a shot.
I agree that Butler's not a superstar, but I think he should get max money though.
He should definitely get.
He's a max player. I don't think he's a superstar.
First of all, don't get me wrong. He should get whatever somebody willing to get him. I'm not knocking his salary at all. I don't do that. He's not overpaid. But if
that's the basis of your argument.
If I'm the owner, I'm not paying Jimmy Butler the same thing as I would pay a Giannis, or I would pay a Kawhi, or I would pay a Steph. These guys are franchise superstar players who can get me where I need to go. Jimmy Butler is the guy I need to get to help them. I need to get Jimmy Butler to help Steph.
But are you basing that?
I need to
Are
pay
you
him
basing that
second tier
basically because
all-star money.
he's jumped around from league to league? I mean, from team to team. I mean, because legitimately, I mean, Jimmy Butler can't get you there if you get him the pieces. Would you not agree with that?
I have to get him pieces better than him. I can't get pieces not better than Jimmy Butler and expect me to go. I need to get somebody on that team who's a little bit better than Jimmy Butler, and then I might got a shot. But Jimmy Butler cannot be my best player because that means my next best player gonna be Wiggins and Karl Anthony Towns. I can't win with that. I need Steph, Clay, KD. I need him to play with somebody like LeBron, somebody like that. He can't win with guys who are not better than him. He can't win with other guys who are average.
I heard somebody say it best when it comes to Jimmy Butler. When you're a dog and you walk in the room, and when you're not with dogs, you're gonna stand out. When you walk in the room with other dogs, you're gonna rock with them.
Right.
Because you're a dog too. In Miami, he's down there with some dogs, and it starts from the top down. In Chicago, he wasn't dealing with no dogs. Once Rondo and D Wade and D Rose and them left, he was in a room with a bunch of kittens,
and he still was getting the semifinals. Like
he got up to Minnesota and was like, "Yo, this is how you be dogs." And Andrew Wiggins and Cat turning into kittens.
They didn't like winning.
They remember Minnesota paid both of them too, and they didn't pay him. That's why you're so upset. They paid
because they were younger.
Especially Wiggins should have got paid before Jimmy Butler. I would have been sold by that too. You gonna pay Wiggins before me? He ain't done.
Plus, Jimmy.
They had to ask Wiggins whether or not he was going to play up to his ability before they paid him.
They did.
When you gotta ask somebody to do something they don't normally do before they pay you, you know you walking into a problem situation.
You're talking about a number one overall draft pick who the fourth best player on his team now.
Yeah.
Wiggins,
he got no heart.
He was a bust. He was a bust. I mean, he was overrated.
That's like me going to a woman and be like, "Hey, babe, I know you don't cook. Before I ask you to marry me, can you at least promise me to cook a meal once a week? Why you do that much for me?" and then be surprised when she don't cook. I thought you was gonna cook.
But I do agree with James to an extent about Jimmy Butler. He can't be your best guy. Yeah, he's self-made. He pulled himself from his own bootstrap, so to speak. But you need somebody a little better. But if you want to go out into Miami and try to do it, much props to him because, like Dame called out Paul George, I'm not running from the grind. If you want to believe that. Maybe
and to me, if you don't get anybody better than Butler, you got to get somebody at least with the equivalent skill set and who has heart too. And I think you can win like that.
I love Jimmy Butler though.
More talented than
I love everything Jimmy Butler stands for. I love that he believes that he's a number one and he's gonna go. He's looking for a situation. He's always been looking for a situation where he can be that guy and go prove that he can be a number one. I just don't believe that, but he believes that, and I need him to show me that if he's gonna. But if he get this Miami team to the championship this year, next year, or the year after that, then I'll say, okay, Jimmy Butler is that guy. But he's gonna have to average somewhere around 28 points a game.
I don't think Jimmy has a problem not being the number one main guy on the team. He just got to be around some dudes that he know they're gonna come out and fight every night.
The same thing you want.
And Miami's gonna build that situation because it starts with the top up. Pat Riley ain't bringing in nobody that ain't coming in there to fight. That's why they got Hassan. That's why they got Whiteside up out of there with the quickness. They realized he wasn't there to fight. They got him up out of there. What do you bring in? You bring in Myers Leonard and you bring in Jimmy. It'd be like that.
Jimmy was put in situations where there's guys that talk about having heart, and then next thing you know, Jimmy called them out off of their actions. Don't forget, Jimmy in Minnesota was saying the first dude that he saw in the gym after him, Todd Gibson. Not Cat, not Wiggins. The same thing happened in Philly. He's saying, yo, these guys, they got a little bit of heart, they got potential heart, but then they complain about certain aspects of their game. Jimmy Butler went to Miami where these dudes are willing to learn, who are willing to actually be taught. So with that, that's why you see Bam go from what he was last year to what he is this year.
Right.
This is why you see Duncan Robinson, who only made 10 threes this year, and now he's made 270 this year. There's numbers for you, Lawrence. I got you. Yo, like
Good looking out, bro.
you Butler has these dogs that think about it like this. It got to the point Goran Dragic was injured in the beginning of the year. Kendrick Nunn stepped up because Jimmy Butler has helped him step up. And then next thing you know, Goran Dragic was like, yo, I think I like this 6-man role. If y'all can take me with the second unit, I can help out the team from there. Jimmy Butler is like Chris Paul in an aspect of wanting to make his team better. He doesn't have to be the guy to score 30 and 40, but you also got to look at the fact of who he has on his team now. He just got a dog from now. He got Jay Crowder. So, like,
now, I don't know about Jay Crowder being no dog. The way he got knocked out by J.R. Smith and they ain't doing
Well,
it.
Jimmy Butler is a dog. I get Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is a dog. I love him, but that ain't got nothing to do with talent. He doesn't have superstar talent. He's a great player. That dog makes him as good as he because he has that dog. Because Jimmy Butler has that dog, he's as good as he is. Without that dog, he wouldn't be nobody. But because he is that dog, he is somebody. He doesn't have the talent of a superstar, and that's why he's not up in that level. But he wants to be. He just doesn't. He's not.
He take over games though. He does have that.
I mean, okay. I mean, a lot of guys can take over games. All-star players can take over games. Really good players can take over games. Superstar players can take over series, and that's what Jimmy Butler cannot do.
But didn't you just include Westbrook in that talk? Didn't you just include Westbrook in that talk?
He did. I don't know.
Hold on. Westbrook went to the finals, I think. I think Westbrook is an MVP.
He had Harden with him.
Harden and Serge Ibaka.
With Durant.
I think he had a triple-double. I think he
Donovan
had a
Mitchell take him
triple-double
out.
3 years in a row. Oh, yeah.
He let Donovan Mitchell take him out. He let Donovan Mitchell take him out.
That sounds like a great motor guy, high energy guy.
He let Donovan Mitchell take him out as a rookie.
He sound like a dog. He sound like somebody that got that dog in.
Westbrook is a dog.
Let's give it up to the dude that has high numbers but is a 6 in the playoffs. What?
Westbrook, hold on. Didn't he lead the league in assists a couple years?
I like numbers. Oh, come on. I like the numbers. Hold on.
The league in assists and had the Sacramento King. What are we talking about? I don't care about what you're leading in. It's about the W's. Once again, Russell.
The man don't win. The man has been in the playoffs every year.
Russell Westbrook had Paul George and Carmelo Anthony and got bounced by Donovan Mitchell and Ricky.
Donovan.
And Joe Ingles.
Joe Ingles. This is the thing I don't like. I don't like cartoon analysts. Those guys who talk about the chip don't get the content. Then Paul George go 1 for 12 in a closeout game 7. Well, Westbrook was balling his ass off.
Westbrook after
shooting like 45
that game. 1 for 12.
I would hope he scores 30
for 12.
Last year he redeemed. No, he went 2 for 12 specifically. Last year he redeemed himself because he had big shots last year in that series. When they was up, he had a big floater in it before Dame just made the last shot. He played well.
It seemed like everybody hit the game-winning shot on Paul George, man. Every time I turn on TV, somebody hit the game-winning shot on Paul George. I thought he was a lockdown. I thought he was the best two-way player. Paul George.
But he guarded the best player. It's going to happen.
Okay.
He guarded the best player.
Drop him out. Okay, put him on the worst player then.
What's James. I am not going to let you try to change this argument away from what we originated with. You compare Jimmy Butler to Russell Westbrook. We then told you those two are the same dude.
No comparison.
We told you they're the same dude.
Westbrook way better than Jimmy Butler. It's disrespectful to put Jimmy Butler in the same breath as Westbrook. That's disrespectful. I can't do that.
James, you just said you don't like cartoon analysts that talk about the chip, and you just talked about it. You said Westbrook went to the finals. James.
I said Westbrook got an MVP. He got 3 straight years of averaging a triple-double. I believe, in my opinion, if he's healthy, Houston is going to the championship because they got him and Harden. I think they got the best 1-2 tandem in the league. They got 2 top 5 players, in my opinion. I don't think nobody else in the league has that.
Russell Westbrook has the worst welcome home game in the history of welcome home games. Went to OKC and they were losing by 40 in the second quarter. Like, Russell Westbrook has shown in the big moments he does not show up. This is a continuing thing. This, just like we talk about James Harden doesn't do well in the playoffs. Russell Westbrook is that same guy. I've never seen Russell Westbrook have a big playoff game.
In 2012, he balled. They don't get to the championship without Westbrook. KD didn't put them there. It was Westbrook and KD and Harden coming off the bench. Harden coming off the bench. Right. And he choked up in the finals. Right? Remember Harden choked up in the finals against Miami? He couldn't hit a shot. He kept turning the ball over. Y'all don't remember that? It ain't all on Westbrook.
Okay, so
it's not all on Westbrook.
And Russell Westbrook was not helping at any of those games.
Man, he balled. He doing what he supposed to do. What happened? Everybody want KD. What happened? Where you at, KD? Where you at, KD?
But why you not bring this back to Jimmy Butler? You talking about everybody.
Jimmy Butler shouldn't even be. Jimmy Butler doesn't belong in the conversation with Harden, KD, or Westbrook. He's not that good. That's my whole point. He's not in that caliber. He's a second.
So what does Westbrook do that Jimmy don't do?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Triple doubles, averages, MVPs, lead your team to playoffs, lead your team on play. Where has Jimmy Butler led his team to? Has he ever led his
Westbrook
team
is a better passer.
Has Jimmy ever led his team out of the first round of the playoffs?
Yes.
Yeah, he's playing both teams.
Yes.
When?
Yeah.
Not when Derrick Rose was the man.
Last year.
Derrick Rose was the guy.
Last year.
Jimmy Butler was the guy.
He came to Philadelphia and became the man.
And when Derrick Rose left, he didn't get out the first round.
Last year.
So when did Westbrook lead his team out the first round?
Never. Not never.
Not
They
went to the finals.
Not never.
He wasn't on that team.
Oh, so they don't.
The year they won the finals, Kevin Durant averaged 28 a game, and he averaged 30 in the finals.
Okay.
Was that not KD's team?
That was KD's team.
Obviously it wasn't because they got rid of KD. Didn't have that dog.
KD was rid of KD.
KD left. KD left.
KD left. Yeah, but Ian, he laid it out so eloquently early. KD left so he can have the easy road. KD, listen to him in his interviews. Nobody ever listens to KD. KD will tell you, I don't want to be the man. I want to be a role player. So I'm a great role player.
Stand where they are. KD was the man.
KD, you know what? KD ain't led nobody to nothing either. He ain't won nothing either without Steph, who won without KD. Steph done won without KD. Okay. KD ain't won nothing. When Westbrook got hurt, KD got bumped out the first round of the playoffs by the Memphis. Zebo knocked him out. KD ain't did nothing, but he get all that praise. He ain't never averaged no triple-double in the season. He ain't never did that.
First round. How are we gonna criticize KD or anybody else getting knocked out the first round, but then we praise Russell Westbrook for getting knocked out the first round but averaging a triple-double?
Westbrook has also been out the first round. You don't go to the finals unless you get out the first, second, and
he
third
did it
round.
with KD.
He got a ring. He got two of them.
I don't know. Did they change the NBA? It's the first round of finals now? Because Westbrook did go to the finals, I thought.
But he hasn't proven anything.
With KD. With KD.
Okay,
we just said Jimmy Butler went there with the Bulls.
When did Jimmy Butler get to? He had Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose won the MVP.
Last year.
Did they go to the finals? Did they go to the finals?
Jimmy Butler came out later.
He got out the first round.
Let Jimmy Butler play Kevin Durant, and they go to the finals.
He got out the first round, but he was the third option. You the third option, but you did get out the first round. But you the third option, and you still, as the third best player, Jimmy Butler can't go to the finals.
Third best.
Now that's sad. You the third best player, which means I got two players better than you, and I still can't get to the finals.
Hey man, Kawhi Leonard hit
what does that say about Jimmy Butler?
Kawhi Leonard hit one of the craziest
Westbrook
shots.
can never be the third best player on the team.
He might need to be.
Right.
That'll give him some success. Get him under control.
If Westbrook is your third best player on your team, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's a lock." They championship. Just like with KD.
He
Klay
was.
Thompson,
It was Harden to Westbrook.
Yeah, Harden was the third. Westbrook was at least the two. I say he was the one because he had more dog than KD, and they were doing the same damn thing. They were doing the same thing. They were both contributing the same amount of points.
Westbrook shot at worse percentages, took more bad shots. If he would have
okay,
the ball
that's because KD wouldn't shoot. Because
Westbrook
KD don't got dog in him.
Westbrook the one
taking the ball up.
That's because Westbrook will whoop KD ass.
Westbrook is the point guard. He's taking the ball up.
Right, Westbrook, you tell KD, I beat your ass, you don't give me the ball. Okay, KD ain't that dude. You right. I agree. I agree with you.
You don't have to deal with a maniac. You don't have to deal with a maniac.
I agree with you. Hey. Oh, now he'll. But when Jordan was being for ad, he a great leader. Michael Jordan, great leader. He beat both sides in the locker.
Don't even
Westbrook beat
compare.
both sides. Oh, Westbrook, he a maniac.
You can't compare Westbrook and Michael Jordan. You gotta stop that.
Compare Jimmy Butler to Westbrook.
You gotta stop that.
Hold on, James. Hey, James, I agree with you on that one. Hey, just because you get your butt whooped, you know.
If you don't compare Jimmy Butler to Westbrook, because that's disrespectful.
What are we?
No. I'm gonna keep that comparison. And I agree with you. Talking about Westbrook whooping up on folks, and that's the same as Jordan whooping on folks. Heck yeah, whooping's a whooping. Right. You decide to take it. You decide to take it. That's on you.
By the way, I just want to put this out.
KD was taking them.
Wait.
From him and Draymond Green.
Just want to put this out there.
KD takes ass whoopings. That's what he does. And Kyrie probably whoop his ass too. That's why he in Brooklyn. KD wanted to go to New York. Kyrie said, "No, bro, we going to Brooklyn." He said, "All right." Okay. He got help. Kyrie, you put him back.
We're gonna end the blasphemy.
I just want to put this out there that Jimmy Butler got to the second round after beating Giannis in 2015 with the Chicago Bulls, where he was leading, not Rose. Butler was leading. He was averaging like 25 points. 2, we are not going to poo-poo Jimmy Butler on Philly last year when he was averaging like 26 and 6, and shooting very effectively. Jimmy Butler is the guy that he is because he has that dog mentality. I do
sure.
On a superstar level, he just hasn't had the superstar caliber team that these other guys have. When I don't think you need a guy better than Jimmy to have a better team. I do think you need somebody as equal as Jimmy Butler. Yep. Jimmy has done all the things that we praise these other superstars are doing. He's gotten the triple doubles before with a W, by the way. He's gotten he defends the best player on the other team like a Klay Thompson. He gets the buckets when he needs to. When he was on Chicago, he was damn near he had like a streak of like 30 plus point games for a while. Jimmy Butler is no slouch. Yay. So I definitely think you could put him in that superstar caliber list, especially if you're putting guys like Russell Westbrook on that list.
Because he's a superstar.
Superstars.
Hey, look.
I guess it depends on what are your qualifications. Talking
like Jimmy Butler has been playing with trash his whole career. He has not been playing with trash. He's played with MVPs, man. He's played with Derrick Rose. He's played with Rondo.
Jimmy Butler.
He played with playoff Rondo.
2014.
He's playing with
the Bulls. He was playing with.
Rose was.
What was he
broken down?
Who was
man.
on that 2014-15 roster with the Bulls?
Like Luau.
I'm saying we had Todd Gibson and Noah and all those guys. They had Tom Thibodeau who was coaching, doing a hell of a coaching. I think he won Coach of the Year when Jimmy Butler was there. Then he went on. He played with Karl Anthony Towns. He's played with Embiid, Ben Simmons, and they had Tobias Harris. They was stacked. Philly was stacked last year. J.J. Redick was on that team. They was stacked. You got to get it done. I'm sorry.
He
lost to the Him and Paul George are the same guy to me, but they not superstars. They very They were like right there, almost superstar, but they just missing
Westbrook's
something
superstar.
that's gonna make them a
Paul
superstar. But
George,
Westbrook can dunk on you though.
Jimmy Butler.
Dunker.
He said
Dunker.
Westbrook
Dunk
will
on
dunk on you. That's the
Right.
that's the
He'll
end
dunk on
argument.
you. Averaging
Who's your
28
top
and 10. You average 28 and 10. You do that. Right.
So
you
who's
have
your
the triple
top 10?
double.
Who's your top 10? Who's your
Top
top
10?
10? Who would
Here
you
we
say?
go. Here
Who
we go.
would you say
This
is a
about to
superstar
go left.
in the league?
LeBron.
No. For argument's sake, I think it's relevant.
LeBron James. Steph Curry. James Harden. Westbrook. KD. Giannis. Who else out there? Dame Dollar is a superstar.
It might be. It might not. It's not 10. It's probably not
Right.
10.
I'm just trying to get to the top 10 because after
Anthony-
a while I got
Anthony
started
Davis.
naming
Anthony
guys
Davis.
who's like Anthony Davis shaky to me. He's shaky.
He a
But
superstar.
most people would say Anthony Davis is a superstar. Most people would put him in superstar, but I don't know. I need to see if Anthony Davis is a superstar. I know he has superstar talent, but is he a superstar? Like Jimmy Butler don't have superstar talent, but he plays harder than Anthony Davis. He plays with more heart than Anthony Davis. But he doesn't have Anthony Davis talent though. Anthony Davis has talent, but I don't know if he has the heart of a Jimmy Butler. If he did, then I would say, oh yeah, for sure, Anthony Davis is a superstar because he can rate the league.
It sounds like you on the fence between Anthony Davis and Butler. And
I'm
being
not
in
on the
top
fence with
10.
Butler. I'm on the fence with Anthony Davis. I'm not on the fence with Butler because Anthony Davis has superstar talent. Jimmy Butler doesn't have superstar talent.
Superstar, he has to have Jimmy Butler tendencies. But Jimmy Butler is not
Because he doesn't have superstar talent. AD has superstar talent. Luka Doncic is a superstar. That young man.
Hard work be talent any day of the week. Hard work be talent any day of the week. Hard work
But you
be
got
talent
I
every day
mean,
of the
Pat
week.
Beverly got hard work, but he don't got the talent. But if Pat Beverly had the talent, then he'll be a superstar. But he doesn't have superstar
Pat Beverly
talent.
ain't worked hard enough then.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
That's all I'm
Kawhi too.
saying.
Don't forget about Kawhi.
Yeah, Kawhi's on that
Oh,
list.
Kawhi Leonard is a superstar. That's a superstar.
So that's your 10. That's about your 10 right there.
That's the
Right, that's
10, right?
10. Right, that's
But
10.
Paul
That's my
George
10.
is a super. Nah.
No, he ain't in there. He ain't in there. No, he don't got superstar talent.
Hey,
He
Reed.
a hard working player. He good.
What other matchups we got coming up though?
Yeah, I want to. We pretty much mentioned them all. Let's talk a little bit about Luka Doncic, man. That boy.
Oh, yes.
Luka.
Superstar.
Luka's
that boy
nasty.
Jamal,
Super
Luka's nasty.
duper
he's like
my
a
dog.
version of LeBron that I actually like. So that's
Right.
good.
That's Atlanta. That's Atlanta
Yeah,
true.
Hey, what was that?
Absolutely ridiculous.
I missed that. You said you whispered that.
That's honest.
What did you
That's
just
What
say?
did you say?
He a version of LeBron that I actually like.
Right.
He shoots the three better. He does everything very similar, and he got the size,
Right.
but he's just nasty with it. I just like
He
his
don't
game,
defend
man.
though. He don't defend. But he good at everything on offense.
Yo, this is
But
ridiculous.
he gonna have it tough against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Everybody's saying that. I think he'll get his, but it may come down to some of the other guys. Trey Burke's been a nice bright spot, but I don't know if he's gonna be doing Tim Hardaway Jr. The
Trey
Curry
Burke,
brother.
that's another bubble all-star that just popped up out of nowhere.
Yeah. The other Curry brother.
Is Seth Curry gonna play in the playoffs?
Is he hurt?
I hope so. They gonna need him.
They need
They
him.
don't need him. I don't
They
know.
don't need him. It can't just be Luka and Porzingis.
By the way, Seth Curry just he's now like second for like best 3-point percentage of like all time in the season.
My man Keion with the numbers.
Like, that is ridiculous.
Yep. Right behind Kerr. Yep.
Right behind Kerr. That's crazy to me.
What's
Yep.
called? They gonna
You know what?
Clippers gonna lock that up.
I mean, you get
They
a
gonna
lot
lock
of
that up.
overlooks.
Hey,
get a lot of
all the
overlooks.
Series 5 though.
Can I ask y'all a question? If we talking about Dallas and we talking about, coming back in the bubble, guys kind of had like 3-4 months off. So they actually had a chance to get better coming back into the bubble. And Porzingis is one of those guys coming off the ACL, getting back healthy. I think he played better in the bubble. Like he got a whole off season to get better. I'm watching his game, man, and I've been watching Anthony Davis in the bubble. I want to know who y'all think is better. Not off resume, who's a better player today? Anthony
go
Davis
first?
Or Porzingis?
Can I go first?
AD.
Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis.
I'm just asking. Is that consensus around everybody, right? Everybody likes AD more than Porzingis, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. I like Porzingis. I think Porzingis is better than AD. He shoots better. He rebounds better. And he can defend just as good. So I want to see what AD does. Because you can't have 8 points, 9 points on 3 for 14 shooting. Not shooting any free throws in the fourth quarter. You can't have that in the playoffs.
Judge that man in the playoffs. Judge him in the playoffs.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to
Because
judge him in the playoffs.
have you ever looked at AD's playoff numbers?
He's always in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, he averages
great.
30. And he's got like a very limited resume. But
he got
in the
one
playoff,
series.
he balls.
He won one series.
Yeah, he beat Portland.
Well.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Right.
but I as much as he hadn't done anything in the bubble, we can't take away who AD is. He's a top 5 player, top 5 talent.
I don't think he's top. I don't even think he's top 10. But that's your opinion. I didn't name him in my top 10. I didn't have him in my top 10.
I feel you. I feel you. But you know, he's going to be first team All NBA. He's going to be in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? He was leading the league in blocks for a while. You know what I'm saying? So he leads the Lakers in almost every stat except for assists. He
could win MVP. I agree.
Yeah,
but he ain't top 10.
I named my 10. My 10 I like better than him.
I mean,
I need to see it in the play. I need to see that dog. I need to see
his top
it.
10. I'm not gonna knock it, but I'm taking.
I'm gonna knock it all day. I'm gonna have fun.
Right.
I'm taking AD every day of the week over KP. It's just I've just seen too much of what he's done. He's actually led the Pelicans to where he was the leader of that team. And eventually, at some point, when LeBron relinquishes the reins, it's going to be his team in LA. But, KP, he's great. He's the unicorn. He's still recovering from that ACL. You see what he's done in the bubble. He's played really, really well. But he's playing off Luka. Like, everything comes off Luka.
He's playing off LeBron, right? Everything coming off LeBron. Because when LeBron lead the game, the Lakers go in the hole. When LeBron come out the game, they be like, oh, man, how many minutes can we back up? AD ain't get – LeBron, please come back, save us.
The same thing happens when Porzingis is on there and Luka goes off the court. It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
That's fair.
Well, isn't that because the way the NBA is played is screen and roll, dribble handoff type game. There's no – unless you're Golden State, there's no really ball movement. It's like the same thing every time. Or dribble handoff, screen and roll, pin downs, a lot of those things. So, but will Luka Doncic and the Mavericks push the Clippers, or will it 5? Y'all?
I'd say 5.
5, 6 at the most.
Maybe 5.
5, 6 at the most.
Maybe 5.
It's gonna be a learning experience for the young guy.
Yeah. He's gonna. They're gonna put Kawhi. He's gonna see Kawhi. He's gonna see Paul George. He's gonna see one of the Morris swings. He's probably gonna see Patrick Beverly. They just have more bodies to throw at him. And I know that the Mavericks are the number 1 offense in the league and stuff like that. They're too dependent on subpar players making shots.
Right.
Like if Tim Hardaway is gonna make shots, Tim Hardaway Jr. is gonna make shots. If Steph Curry's gonna make shots, if KP's going to make shots, it's going to be interesting. But anytime a first-time team gets in the playoffs, they really go doo-doo. They go doo-doo in the playoffs. And that's a seasoned team that they're going to play with Doc Rivers. I don't know. 5. It might go 5.
I think Luka gets his in a big game. However, I think that you guys may disagree, but I do think that the Clippers have one of the stronger benches in the league, man. They're deep, and they've been playing together for a while. So it's not like the the injection of George and Kawhi doesn't hurt their scheme. It actually makes it better. So those guys coming off the bench for the Clippers are dogs, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's a team of dogs, and that's what you need in the NBA coming off the bench. People who can take up the slack and defend. So I think they'll do that.
See, Luka's about to go through the Tony Kukoc in the Olympics. And that is, he's about to go up against the top 15 defenders in the league. Patrick Beverly gonna be like, "Oh, it's my turn." Kawhi gonna be like, "It's my turn." Paul George gonna be like, "It's my turn."
Right.
But truth be told, Patrick Beverly want all of that.
All of the smoke.
Man, good offense always be good defense, man. Luka Doncic can't be stopped, man. They just don't play defense in Dallas. If they play any defense, then it'll be a series. They don't play defense.
It matters when it comes to the Clippers. Yeah. That's the thing.
Why?
No, Dallas' biggest problem is they find ways.
Luka Doncic is unguardable, man. The guy's too good. They just don't play defense.
Luka's gonna get his numbers. Dallas doesn't play defense.
Kawhi can't stop Luka. Kawhi can't do nothing with Luka. Pat Beverly can't do nothing with Luka. Luka is a superstar of the highest order. You can't do that with it. When he starts playing defense, then he'll start carrying Dallas where they need to go. Right now, he's not into that. But offensively, no, he has no weakness. Maybe he can shoot a little bit better from three, but man, when you can get 30, 20, and 20, like on a regular basis, come on, that man, no, ain't nothing you can do to stop him.
It's not so much that they can't stop him. They just got so many bodies to throw at him.
Right.
Like you got Paul George, you got Kawhi, you got Patrick Beverly, you got one of the Morris. It wears them down.
Does, what somebody else just said, it forces those Tim Hardaway, it forces those role players, Finney Smith, and those guys to have to hit a lot of. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm piggybacking off you now because of the guys that can throw at Luka. Luka is smart enough to get the ball out of his hand. He'll make the right play.
For sure.
Can those role players? Can those guys hit shots? And we haven't seen those guys in situations hit shots yet. So that's the big key.
And to my point, I don't think, James, to your point, I don't think that those guys that he has to pass to are better than the Clippers guys overall.
Right. I agree.
Well, being the Dallas Logger, I can tell you firsthand that they lost about 20 games with one possession games within like 5 points or less. So they've had a problem closing out all year.
Yeah,
and
that's the most
that carries over.
And that's what
the most in the league. Yep.
Probably going to coach is the fact of you don't have to stop Luka for 48 minutes. All you got to do is stop Luka for maybe 4 possessions.
Right.
Exactly. That's what the NBA is. It's all about closing quarters or
your hands. You've been
final moments.
Trying to get wrinkly.
When we adjust.
Yeah, dry your hand. Dry off.
It should be it's definitely gonna be a watchable series. Other series is not gonna be watchable, but I want to talk about this team a little bit, give them respect. Toronto, they should give Brooklyn the business. I mean, they talking about throwing Chris Chios out there. I know LeVert balled out the other day, but they got Jared Allen. They got the shooter Joe Harris, and some other guys. But this team, honestly, Phoenix, since they went 8-0, they should be in this spot to at least get the experience. But the Nets should not be there. But Toronto, do they have the blueprint to?
No. I mean, you can't spit it out. No.
A lot of guys are saying they might have the blueprint to come back out of the East, man. A lot of talk.
Toronto?
Oh, you
Oh
said Toronto.
yeah,
My bad.
I
Oh no,
agree.
my bad.
I thought you meant like, does Brooklyn have the?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
what I
you
thought
were
you
saying
said. I was
Brooklyn.
like,
Oh,
I
no.
apologize.
No,
Oh.
I'm just saying
Toronto,
Toronto.
yeah.
I was like, Levert went off. He went off, but Brooklyn.
Am,
Nah.
am I going to watch the Toronto-Brooklyn series? Absolutely not. Will I watch the elimination game when Jamal Crawford gets his final 3 minutes of fame? Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I'm going to watch when it comes to Toronto-Brooklyn. Does Brooklyn have what it takes to get out the Eastern Conference? Who knows?
You mean Toronto?
Oh yeah,
Toronto, right?
yeah. I guess that depends on if Milwaukee beats Milwaukee. That's what we really gonna be looking at. The only way Milwaukee's not coming out the East is if they beat themselves. If you letting Giannis take five plus 3-pointers a game, hey, you might got a chance. But that's all on Milwaukee. We're watching the Eastern Conference playoffs to see beef scenarios or off-season things that people need to do. We watch Philly because we want to say who needs to be gone between Embiid, Ben Simmons, or even Brett Brown himself. Right. We look at Boston to say, hey, they need a big man. Who are we about to see on Boston next year, or is Gordon Hayward out the building? We look at these Eastern Conference teams to figure out what they need for the offseason. That's what the playoffs are about to see. But for Milwaukee is actually playing to get ready for either the Lakers, the Clippers, or shoot, at this point, Portland. So, that's what we're going to be looking at when it comes to the Eastern Conference. Toronto is good. Pascal Siakam, he went through a little bit of an injury, came back, and not really in the big shape that he should be in. That we want to see. Fred VanVleet's still been great since having a child.
That's Ian's boy right there.
Man, forget Fred VanVleet.
That's Ian's boy. What do you do to Milwaukee, man?
Fred Jr. is the MVP of the Toronto Raptors because
man,
for sure.
Fred Jr. broke my heart. If he had came out a week later, Bucks would be NBA champions.
I feel like if Toronto goes to Game 6 and they're going against any team, there's going to be players that are like, I can rest this one. I got my one. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be, I'm going to play as much as coach wants me to, but if we down to the wire, I do got my one championship. I know people going to be like, look, that's why Kawhi is great. And, you have that mindset of we can do it without Kawhi. But at the same time, I feel like the morale, especially during this bubble situation, that, you get to Game 6, you get to Game 7, you down by 10, it's the fourth quarter. Yeah, go ahead, man. I got my one.
I agree for the most part. I just feel like with Milwaukee, I don't know what it is, but I just feel like something's missing with them. Like they got all the great numbers and the great beating all these teams by these great margins and whatnot. And Giannis is, MVP and all that. It was the same thing last year, and they still ended up finding a way to lose to Toronto. They beat
Eric Bledsoe.
They should have beat them in the third game, winning double overtime in the third game. Lost that one and lost the rest of the game. I think Toronto has as good a shot as anybody. I feel like the most disrespected champs for a team that didn't get blown up that next season. So, and remember last year they were 17 and 5 out Kawhi. They have a bunch. They still have a bunch of first team All NBA defensive players.
Let's go put some clothes.
Play as a team. They step up. Nick Nurse is an excellent coach. I think he's on as far as being a coach. I like them as good as anybody. I see you going 7. It's them in Milwaukee. I see you going 7.
Yeah, I think there are only 4 teams that legitimately have a shot to win the NBA title this year. And Toronto is one of those teams because they got a heart of a champ. They play the right way. They play like champions. Every time they go out there, they got that swag of, I'm a champion. I know I'm a champion. We know we can do this. We know what we represent. And Masai Ujiri did a great job drafting since he's been there. Man, those folks are good. They play basketball the right way. Like you said, they were 17 and 5 without Kawhi just last year. Those guys are champions. Kawhi didn't win it by himself. Those guys all played pivotal roles in winning that championship. So they got a lot to prove. They want to also prove that we can do this without Kawhi. So Nick Nurse, excellent coach, as we already know, drawing it up. I'm very interested to see a Milwaukee-Toronto matchup and see if Giannis can finally overcome, or is Toronto, Siakam we just got finished talking about guys who are on the fringe. Siakam wants to prove that, hey, I should be in that superstar conversation. I'm a guy that needs to be reckoned with when we're talking about these things. So, man, the playoffs is going to be great, and that's going to be one of those teams that I'm really looking forward to their push through the playoffs, because I want to see, is Siakam the real dude? Is OG, he's arriving? I know Kyle Lowry is legit the real deal. Can he get these other young guys to get on that level? So there's a lot to be. Guys are building their legacies right now.
Yeah, I mean, the one advantage, one thing that helps Toronto, I think, is their length with Gasol, Siakam, Ibaka, even Boucher, who can make threes. That shot look a little very flicked, but he can make him spotting up. But I'm not. I still see if they meet Milwaukee, they'll get over them, or somebody else to beat Toronto, and then Milwaukee won't have to worry about them. But I still like Milwaukee going to the finals. Middleton stepping up a little more, and it won't be. I don't think they're going to rush through the East, but Toronto could push them. But I think Giannis is ready to take those boys to the next level and at least get the finals. It's time. I mean, 2-time MVP.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
But he still got some. They say he doesn't have a go-to move. He gotta figure out something, because people pick up on that in a series. You can get exposed, and when you can't do what you used to doing, you have a counter move.
So Maurice.
Yeah, counter move is called a jump shot.
Maurice, what'll happen at the end of the game? Let's just say it's a close game. Toronto and Milwaukee, end of the game. Milwaukee got the ball. Who they gonna give the ball to close the game out? Who they gonna give it to?
You gotta just go with Giannis and let him go downhill, and maybe just to Middleton or
you give it to Middleton.
Not a good free throw shooter.
You give it to Chris Middleton.
You give it to Middleton. Middleton's always been a knockdown shooter late in game.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you think Middleton's going to take you home, I mean, he's a good player. I like Middleton.
He's a good player.
He's a good player.
Once again, Middleton is another guy who's trying to say, hey, I should be in this conversation. I'm trying to add to my legacy. That's what these playoffs do. They build your legacy, or they say, nah, you're not quite that guy. Middleton is ready to show people, you know what? Give me the ball with the last shot, and let me take this team to the championship because Giannis can't shoot. You know what I'm saying? That's what guys do when they're ready to take that next step of being a great player, from an all-star to a superstar player to ultimately a champion.
Yeah,
you got to think Middleton's been doing that even when he wasn't an all-star. I don't know if you remember that Boston series a couple years ago when he hit that shot to send the game in overtime after Scary Terry had made.
He's still an all-star.
It was like a 30-footer.
Yeah,
right.
He should have been all-star that year to me.
Yeah, he's a damn good player. He's a damn good player. He's all-star caliber. At least he wants to go to that next. He don't want to just settle for all-star. He just got money. He wants to be recognized as a great player and as a champion. And to do that, you have to perform in the playoffs. And so he has his opportunity on this stage to do that right now. So we'll see.
I have to piggyback off Frank and James about the points about Toronto. Both of them made great points. Toronto, with their length, their coaching, their ability to knock down shots with Lowry and Fred VanVleet, that's not something you want to sleep on. I think in some facets they have a little bit more of that than Milwaukee does. They have a guy that when the game is close, they can give it to somebody and they can knock down shots. They have 3, maybe 4 guys that can guard or at least bother Giannis on the team. Siakam, Serge Ibaka once he gets to the rim, OG Anunoby, and Boucher. So they really have a team constructed to at least slow down Giannis. So I wouldn't necessarily sleep on Toronto. They could be back in this guy in the finals again. And if they do, you already saw what they did to the Lakers. So they got guys again that can give LeBron a hard time. LeBron isn't blowing by people like he used to. They got
LeBron
guys.
got to do with the finals.
Huh?
What LeBron got to do with this year's finals?
What does LeBron got to do with it? This year's
talk
finals?
about it. Like LeBron don't no.
You don't think LeBron will be in the finals?
No. If LeBron make the finals with this Lakers team, like I said, don't even talk about Jordan no more, because it's all LeBron. And that's all it need to hear about. If he can take this sorry ass Lakers, if he can take Deion Waiters, Alex Caruso, J.R. Smith, Caldwell Pope, Anthony Davis, and Dwight Howard to JaVale McGee, if he can take these guys to the championship, he's the greatest player that ever played basketball. Hands down.
Believe it or not, he's taking the worst team to the finals.
Yeah, right. He's taking the
Believe
worst
it or not.
And
With
that's
the
why
Cavs.
I already think LeBron is the best player over Jordan anyway. I think Kareem is the best player ever. But if I had to go after Kareem, I would say LeBron, because he has took trash to the finals.
Okay.
I'm talking about guys
I agree with.
I can't believe he sent Matthew Dellavedova to the finals. He took J.R. Smith and Ian Shumpert to the finals. Like, oh my God, he took Kevin Love to the I can't.
That's not even the worst team. That's not even the worst team he's taking. Right. That's not even the worst team he's taking. But my point is that Toronto is built to defend anybody. That's my point.
Hey man, Detroit
never
take
count
them
LeBron
seriously.
You never count LeBron out, no matter what team he has.
Right.
You're right.
So with that, I think that LeBron will always have a chance to get into the finals. The only thing is with this Lakers, like, it's not like the East where working as hard as he has in the West is a immediate thing when he was in the East. In the West, you got to work, and that's what LeBron is learning the most. And Toronto is about to learn that especially without Kawhi, that somebody else has to step up, just like on Kawhi's level, because you're not going to get that Kawhi game-winning shot against Philly in Game 7 now. You're going to have to be up by like 4 points before you even get to that moment. Toronto's definitely in a position where Nurse is about to be tested coaching-wise. Kyle Lowry is about to get tested leadership-wise. Pascal Siakam is about to get tested health-wise. And these role players are about to get tested on who's about to be that next guy, especially about to get an extension on contract, maybe. Like, you don't have that superstar on Toronto. You low-key in a Detroit Pistons type situation. In the mid-2000s, that's kind of what Toronto's in right now. Everybody has to do their part in order for Toronto to get to the finals.
Right.
And I think that's the disrespect that Toronto is playing with, because Toronto, everybody's saying Kawhi's gone, we don't have a superstar. And Siakam is like, look at me. And Kyle Lowry is like, look at me. Like, we did this, we've done this, we believe. Now, to them, they don't have to prove nothing. They champions. They just did it. To us, they have to prove that they can do it without Kawhi and that thing, so that we can give them the ranking that they deserve. If Toronto get to the finals, Siakam is a superstar. I don't care what nobody say. He's better. He'll be done more with. I mean, they got a good team, but that'll be 2 straight finals appearances. This is without Kawhi. That'll be something on your resume, along with the all defense, along with the all-star appearances. So if a guy can pull it, and you knocked off Giannis to get there, you had to knock off a good Boston team to get there. You have to knock off people along your way to this finals. So that's why when guys do make these accomplishments, we can't poo-poo them. It ain't easy to get to the finals. I don't give a damn who you got to be stacked. I don't care who you got on your team. It's hard to get to the finals. You can have Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons and Embiid and Jimmy Butler and get beat by Toronto because they deep too. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to get to a finals, let alone win a championship. It's not easy.
Most definitely, most definitely. Well, it seems all hearts and minds are clear. We didn't hear about them. I guess Ian, I don't know if you had any rebuttals for your boys as far as Milwaukee. I'm hoping they make it. I don't want to see Toronto back in the finals. I mean, I don't dislike them, but
I don't know. I sat there and listened to the abuse.
I like Milwaukee. I think they're the favorite out of everybody in the league. I just think they're the only team that I watch.
Hold on,
they don't have any holes.
Hold on, go ahead.
Yeah. When I was saying I have no rebuttal. When this is all said and done and Milwaukee's walked away with the
Hey, it
trophy.
ain't so.
I'm picking Milwaukee. I'm picking Milwaukee too to win it all. I think, like I say, they're the only team when I watched in the regular season anyway. This bubble, they kind of was, coaching a little bit, getting those bench players, role players some more minutes. But they're the only team I watch where I watch them and say they don't have any holes in their game. They can play defense. They can shoot the three. They got a superstar. They got guys who play smart. I mean, I don't see a weakness in Milwaukee outside of the uniforms they wear. But outside of that, I think Milwaukee the best team in the league.
Hey,
I think Giannis is the best player in the league. He just has to prove it. I can say what I want to say, but you got to go out there on the court and get it done. If Giannis can't win a championship with the team and the coach that he has, then I can't say he's the number one player in the league. But right now, I believe Giannis is the best player in the league. I believe he's better than LeBron right now, today. At 35, LeBron and Giannis today, I believe Giannis is the best player in basketball.
He ain't ready to see. He still ain't ready to see Kawhi though.
He's not proven.
Hey,
he's not proven.
When it's all said and done with this NBA, look, you need somebody to beat Milwaukee because out of everything that's happened in 2020, the worst thing will be is Ian Russell happy that his team won a damn champion. And that's
I agree. I agree with that. I second that. My name is Lawrence, and I second that.
Nobody wants to see Ian happy.
No, we don't.
Hey man,
no.
Y'all some bitter people, I must say.
I want to see my folk happy, man. I want to see
You're
everybody
obnoxious. This just grow.
Yeah.
I want to see everybody happy, except for Ian. Except for Ian.
Okay,
I want to see
Jesus.
Everybody else.
Everybody black.
So when
Wow. Wow.
So outside of Green Bay winning, I mean, does Ian give y'all all kinds of stuff about when Carolina wins?
Oh my
it's not,
God!
When
he in
Ian
my fantasy football league. Let me tell you something. He done won the last 3 years.
Yeah, I don't want 3 in a row.
I have to hear about it all the time through text.
Yeah,
anytime I bring it up. So
No. I don't say nothing until I am provoked. And usually when I'm provoked, I go hard.
That's not true. That's not true. That is not true.
That's a lie.
That is not true. That is not true. That is not true.
That is a lie.
I know that's bullshit.
I wanted to say one day I said
I know that's bullshit.
that is not true, bro. For real.
There's things with sports that I know that I want based off of friends and off of certain people. I love to see LeBron win because I love to see Maurice give him compliments. I love seeing any Wisconsin team lose, so Ian can just be sad for a couple minutes before he roasted. I like seeing Draymond do some stuff sometimes.
Oh, come on.
And sports. There's just something that happened. I work with Parrish as an NBA TV logger. Parrish, when the Lakers go into overtime, is the funniest thing I see in life. Because Parrish is the last one that has to leave in that building. Look, there's certain things that I just want in life. Being Ian is not one of them.
Keion.
first of all,
They used to get me
I
on
agree.
Laker games.
Right.
I say this for Parrish. Parrish has been miserable for a long time because he's a Miami Hurricane fan, so he's been very unhappy for a cool decade. The Lakers ain't been winning for a decade. What else? Lawrence has never been happy because he's from Ohio and he's a Falcon fan, so he's just angry all the time. And I would wish Keion love, peace, and hair grease, but I can see he doesn't use that at all with that nappy afro he got.
Hey, look.
It's so angry, bro. Just so angry, man.
Yeah,
More fiber, dog.
Looking like
Hey, that's hard, man.
I
That's
was like,
torture,
you look like
man.
Clarence Williams III. That's cool.
Hey, look, I'm okay with that. Hey, man, look, I'm going to donate. Hey, if you want to donate hair to Ian's head, please go to www.
Hey,
See,
hey, that man, that
Take
man
cash
in
out.
bubble
You
mode,
take that
man.
cash out.
Ain't nobody in bubble got no haircut.
hey,
You got Venmo?
hey, Keion, your beard grows like my hair on my head.
Hey, look. Hey, look. This little stubble right here, more than what's on your head. Yeah, look.
Oh, again, that's by choice. That's a clean shave by choice. That little patch right there will be on stubble up here. And just put it on your face.
On stubble.
I heard haircuts down there at $50 in the bubble.
Keion, this Paris, man.
Hey, let me tell you why it's that way though. It's because it's these athletes' barbers.
Mm-hmm.
None of these ain't guys from Orlando.
Right.
No, you got Kawhi's barber here that does his hair. Like,
Right.
I
I mean, I thought $50 was too low. I was thinking they were getting a deal. Like, no, like I'm in the bubble cutting your hair, bro. Like, no, you need to be paying $100 at least.
I thought they got paid up front. I heard they got paid up front.
Lineup.
They got paid up front.
Okay.
No, but
okay.
It's $50 if I had hair or getting it twisted up and getting the line and all that stuff. That's one thing. If I just say, yo, just touch it up right here, and you say that's 50, I'm looking at you sideways and want to fight.
True that.
Hey, you gonna be like Kawhi. My room number is 308.
Right.
Well, let's go ahead and close this thing out with some any final words before we get out of here, Frank?
I just want to say, it's been an honor being on here with you guys again. Hope everybody stays safe out there, and I'm looking forward to the playoffs starting Monday. I think you have a couple of really good first round. It might be some surprise first round good matchups too, since it's in the bubble. So you never know. I'm just excited that, like Marie said at the beginning, nobody's gotten sick and they haven't had to shut it down, and hopefully it stays that way.
Most definitely. James, final words for us.
Yeah, man. I really like this whole bubble thing, man. It's really been good. The games have been competitive. I believe that the NBA might have stumbled upon something if they realize once they get up that they stumbled upon something. I would have a 64-game regular season every year. Out of 64 games, all those teams that are out of it, that are trash, I send them home. You're done. And I would then play 8 more games between the remaining teams that do have a shot, and hoping that 9 and that 8 seed would be within 4 of each other and have that play-in game. Because that play-in game, that was awesome. I mean, I like every Corona made the NBA season better than it would have been without the Corona, because I like this whole setup: 64 games, 8 play-in game, playoffs. That's beautiful. I love it. I don't have to see the Hawks. I don't have to see Charlotte. I don't have to see all these trash teams wasting up my TV space. But I can see just teams really going hard at it for a chance at a championship. And that's what I want. And that'll give more sense to the coach. That'll stop tanking. Because once you go home, your season stops. You don't get no more. Hey, that's it. The owner's losing revenue. There's no more parking. There's no more concessions being sold. That's going to stop all that tanking. We need to get into that final bubble situation for us to continue to get our player development. And now players got to go home if they're not in the bubble. Now you don't know what they're doing for 2, 3, 4 extra months. So I think this format right here could save the NBA, especially coming from a fan point of view.
Okay, well said. Parrish, final words for us.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I've enjoyed the bubble. I've showed my son basically how it is. He aspires to be a basketball player, so I've shown him how this is basically the combine, basically. This is going out there and showing what you actually have to offer to the league. These games are counted, so it's a little bit different. However, I will say this, and I will go against the grain a little bit, and not to doubt LeBron James, because I know LeBron shows up when LeBron shows up. However, I'm thinking at the start of the playoffs, I'm going to say the Bucks, and I'm going to say the Clippers in the finals. And be safe, everybody.
No doubt. Well said. Keion, who's actually down in the bubble, any final words for us?
Just three. One, Devin Booker got snubbed for bubble MVP. Two, sorry Alvin Gentry. Went back to that job, bro. And one, and three, always arrest the folks that killed.
Most definitely on that. Lawrence, any last words for us?
Yeah, I'm like everybody else. I've really enjoyed this bubble basketball. I had my doubts about it at first, but it has really come off better than expected. Shoot, man, two-piece and a biscuit. We got me and myself and Ian will be podding tomorrow right behind y'all. So we got a tough act to follow, but follow we must. And all y'all be safe. And again, I echo Keion's sentiments. Arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor.
No doubt.
Well said.
No doubt.
Looking forward to that show. And Ian, last word for us.
Arrest the cops that murdered Breonna Taylor. Two-piece and a biscuit tomorrow. And also, you guys are some haters. You should want to see me happy.
No. What that smile? We want that smile to go away.
What are y'all planning to talk about?
And what are we going to talk about? So I guess we're going to talk about NFL training camps getting started. College football, is it going to happen?
Yeah.
Question mark. More bubble talk since the playoffs start. Officially? Monday, Tuesday?
Monday afternoon.
Monday.
Yeah, we're probably gonna make fun of the dude that tried to sneak his girl in a little bit more too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hey, where can I find that podcast at, man?
Yeah, send me that information, please.
Yeah, we'll definitely send you guys a link. You can see it, catch us on Spotify, Stitcher, and we also stream live on Facebook. So we'll be live tomorrow about 7, 8 o'clock.
Yeah. If y'all want to join, well, hey, come on with it.
That's what's up. Yeah, y'all. I guess y'all be talking about crazy college coaches talking real slick about making their own league, and we gonna just find some teams to play, man. People, this virus is real, man. You're gonna have
I can tell you, man,
have a bubble situation.
It's big. This thing is bigger than sports.
Sure.
Sports is just a game, man. That's just a distraction. That's just, that's like, it's $1 billion industry. College sports is a whole nother entity they have their own laws. They got their own, they don't follow the same structure as everybody else in America. So, there's a lot of crooks in college sports. There's a lot of evil people in college sports. So, of course, they're going to they divide it right now. Let's say that for some people worrying about money and some people caring about lives. So we'll see how it plays out. But they won't have a championship in college this year.
That sounds like America.
That's that, right.
Hey,
For sure.
For
sure.
My 8th season at NBA, I finally went to the playoffs. I had most of you guys don't know, but I had the Utah Jazz for 6 years. No, I'm sorry, 2 years. And then I got Kobe in his last years. So I had to log the 60-point game. I stayed there till 5 o'clock in the morning. Then I finally got LeBron. Woohoo! We going to the playoffs. And that didn't happen, And so right now, man, I'm a little upset with the Lakers. You know what? They can take right now. I don't care because you know what? I'm not getting paid to watch them anymore. So Keion can attest to this. Keion went to the playoffs after his first or second season, man. You know what I'm saying? Even Ian has been there less than I have off of 2 stints, and they got to the playoffs. So, man, I'm still upset, man. So, this whole bubble season, man, at first I was like, hey, man, fuck the bubble. But I'm glad it played out. So,
like I said, Parrish has been a very bitter person for a long, long time. As a Jazz logger, a Laker logger, and a Hurricane fan, bitterness.
Man, let that hurricane thing go, man. We not talking about college football right now. Okay.
Parrish is the Vince Carter of logging, man.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
I give you that, Keion. That a very seasoned veteran, man, never go to never got that ring, So I live with it.
But loved and adored. Loved and adored.
But you could have said Brandon Marshall.
Wow. Ian, you just really on some stuff. Boy, wait till I get to tomorrow night. I'm going in.
What I do? What I say?
I got a list of Florida State hiccups. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But you did have a decade though. You had Al Golden.
But we're gonna talk about it tomorrow.
And Ian wonder why nobody want to see him happy. I'm just saying.
Exactly.
Proof's in the pudding. Proof's in the pudding.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know how to fight back. When you talk about taking a ball whooping,
you don't have to fight
I ain't taking no whoopings.
Hey man, I appreciate y'all, man. Hey Frank, James, Marie, Keion, Lawrence, Ian. Hey man, thanks for having me, man. I try to do it more often, man, but sometimes, man, I'm stuck in this house. I haven't gone to work since March. So, man, some days, man, I just need to ride and just see some other scenery than these 4 walls, man. So I know y'all can dig it, man. We're going through a pandemic, and like James said, it is real. It's very real. Complacency, cabin fever is really what happens to me. So I'm just going to be upfront about it. If it happens to you, man, we can holler. Hey, but this pandemic is real, man. We can't do what we used to do. So.
Right. Just
next time, bring over one of them ribs.
Hey, Ian, I'll send it to you like the Omaha steak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Parrish know how to hook that food up, man. But it's definitely time to take a break from stuff, but we can always do stuff like this. You just gotta prioritize your time, find new hobbies, read as much as possible, and just do things you have to take care of the things that you've been procrastinating on. Do those things, and hopefully people will get through this. But definitely stay healthy. I appreciate all you guys coming on, Cornelius as well. Thank everybody for listening as well in advance. Can be found on Spotify, Google, Apple, all major platforms. This is the All Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, Maurice Dixon. Thank you for your time, and until next time, be blessed and peace, and stay healthy. Peace.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Stay safe.
Hey, man, good seeing y'all, man.